Okay, and I do want to introduce, we have a very special guest star, and I've known Megan for several years. I want to say maybe 6 years. I didn't think to go back and check, but I got to know her real well one week because she was my helper during vacation Bible school. And you get to know people real well when you spend a week doing Bible school with them. So we had a lot of fun, and that was where I actually introduced her to beauty control, and she had never done direct sales. And she was so great that she used to be our guest speaker for social media 5 or 6 years ago, when she was new at it. And she has just grown. She has her own page. She's going to tell you a little bit about that. She always has good tips, and she has agreed to be our guest speaker today on her birthday. And I'm just looking forward to all of the tips and stuff that she's going to be sharing. And make sure y'all get your pen and paper, because I know you're going to want to take notes. All right, Megan, thank you for being with us tonight.
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you. Yes, well, like Michael said, I'm Megan. I've been in direct sales for about 7 years. So I think it's been about 7 years. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be
You're
wrong.
probably right.
I think it's been about 7. But yeah, I was with Beauty Control. Michael introduced me to the world of direct sales, and I actually fell in love with it. And I've been doing different things, but this past year I kind of decided that I was wanting to do more. And through the works of many people and God, obviously, I decided to open my own social media management business, and it's going really well. It's actually beginning to pick up this month, and I'm super excited about it. So really quick, I just kind of want to give a little bit of background. So I did open a women entrepreneurs group. That's my main focus, is women and in their businesses. And I focus on women because women have so many different things that they do. I mean, we're all either moms, we all probably work a full-time job along with our side business. We all have, not all, but most of us have husbands that we have to take care of that can sometimes be like children, and that's supposed to be my humor. So if but anyways, we just always, women have a lot of things that they juggle around. And, we want to have something that, we build, and we do that with our businesses that we come up with, that we join and we are passionate about. So I focus mainly on women. So with that, I also have a love for Facebook groups and engagement. And I just feel like if your engagement is really high on your pages, and, you've got a really good group with, people that want to be in there, not just, there's people that have like hundreds of people in their groups, but then, some of them don't even look at the content. They're not really wanting to be there. So I help to kind of weed those out that don't care to be in there and are just kind of sitting, and have actual people that want to be in there and want to see what you have to offer. So I just have a couple of tips to start off with. For if you don't have a Facebook group, I suggest you build one. Just because Facebook started really putting a lot of time and effort and money actually into Facebook groups. So what that means is that they're promoting them more than anything else. For instance, if you post something on your business page and you post the same thing in your group, the post that's in your group is going to get more attention because Facebook has it to where it's being seen more. So the group posts are being seen and are on they're higher on the newsfeed than business pages. So I suggest you have a business page. And another reason why I suggest business pages is because if you think about your personal profile, you're only limited to 5,000 friends. And I don't know if you guys have seen, but there are groups out there that have thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people in it. And I mean, it takes time to get that amount. But if you think about it, why be limited to just 5,000 people when you could be, talking to so many more? I know that takes time, but it's totally doable. So one thing that I know is that we all know that, direct sales businesses, MLM, multi-level marketing, they all do a really good job at giving us product posts and things. And, they give us everything we need to promote the products. And that's great. But for people right now, people don't want to be sold to. Like, it's like they need the products, but they don't want to feel like somebody's trying to get them to buy it. So I've started using reverse engineering. And so what it is I will drop more engagement posts than anything to get people to learn what people want and need. So with you guys being in the skincare and makeup field, I have so many post ideas for these. And so I'm going to give you guys a couple right now. And with this, I also want to let you guys know, let me know if you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not really good at explaining things sometimes, but like when you type text on Facebook and you can put a background on it, like it's like a Facebook background. Okay, so Facebook created that little, tool, I guess you can call it. So when people use that, they promote that. So if you post, I would do once a day. I would do one on your personal page and one in your Facebook group. I'm going to give you guys some examples in just a second. And as a matter of fact, let me pull up my thing really quick. So a post that you could do would be, do you prefer, so Michael Ann, do y'all have matte and glossy, or what kind of lip sticks do y'all have? Is it just the matte or just the regular, or just real quick so I can.
We don't really have two options right now on that.
So it's just, well, it's still a good,
matte.
It's kind of like just the regular, right? It's not really like a gloss.
Right. We don't have a gloss yet.
Gotcha. Let me just pull this up really quick. One thing that you could post. So here's one if y'all want to write it down. What is your biggest struggle with skincare? If you type that on a Facebook background, you should get pretty good hits. I mean, I've got tons of them that I could show you guys. I have posts that I have like graphics for, which I wouldn't say to not post graphics because it's kind of like attraction marketing and people do like looking at pretty stuff. So I'm not saying don't do that, but I would also do just a text on a Facebook background just to get more people to comment. I mean, if you go to my personal page, I've got some of those that have almost 300 comments, over 200 comments, and that gets you've seen more. Okay, so here's a good one. Here's another one to write down. Do you prefer a smoky eye or a natural eye look? That's also market research. So when people are commenting on there and they're saying they want a smoky eye, they prefer a smoky eye look, that's also telling you that's what they like. So you would kind of go more in that angle if you are talking to them in Messenger, or if they're asking you about a product, it kind of gives you a little bit of what they like. So you could go in the comments and even comment back to them and ask them what they're using, or, if they need help, or, if you have a tutorial that you've done in your group, that's a simple way to do it. Like if that's on your personal page, just say, oh, I have a smoky eye tutorial in my group. Can I invite you to it? And that gets them into the group where you're posting your products. And then they're going to see that and they could potentially buy. So that could be a potential customer in your group. So that's two that I gave you guys.
What was the other option?
Yeah.
What's your biggest struggle with skincare?
No, the other lipstick.
Smoky eye or
I didn't really say it. I didn't say it because you guys don't have two, but it was what do you prefer, a matte or a glossy lip color?
Okay. A smoky eye.
Or do you prefer a smoky eye or a natural eye look?
A natural eye look. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then if you do do any of you guys do tutorials, like makeup tutorials in your groups or on your Facebook pages or anything?
Every once in a while, not
every once in a while.
Yeah.
I highly suggest to do that. I know that it might be stepping out of your comfort zone, but a lot of people like seeing that. Like, I stop and look at those tutorials when I see them. So one post that you could probably get a lot of engagement on is, where is that? What is a makeup technique you would like to learn? Now, I saw somebody post that and they had so many comments on there, and I could tell you, like, if somebody was doing a training on contouring, I'm gonna stop, because I don't understand how to contour at all. Like, that would be, if you know how to contour, I suggest to do that one first, and I would be in there. So
I just wrote that down.
yeah, I mean, just those types of questions, like, you guys could come up with these all day, because this is your, niche. So you guys know exactly, what to ask. What's your biggest, what's another one? You could even, what's the strangest thing in your purse right now? Or how many lipsticks do you have in your purse right now? I mean, different things like that, just to get people commenting. We all have, I probably have 4 lipsticks in my purse right now, like, for no reason, so just things that are going to get people commenting. And it's also, if you look at it, it's market research, because you're getting information from them, and, it's about your niche, like, that you work in. So it's getting those types of responses, and then also commenting back and asking questions. So I suggest that when people do comments on those, don't just like it or heart it, like, comment back and ask them a question, like, what are you using? Or, what is, if it's the struggle of, your skincare routine question, maybe ask them, well, what skincare routine, what skincare are you using right now? Or, what do you look for in a skin routine? Different things like that, to just get them talking. And you know what? That's building a relationship, and building relationships right now, because people are so scared to be sold to, is the best way to, build that respect, build that trust. And then they're not going to feel sold to if you're suggesting something. If you're just suggesting it and you're not, like, throwing up products in their face, like some people do, it's just better. It comes off better. You know what I'm saying? So those are my suggestions. I highly suggest a Facebook group, just because Facebook does promote those more. I grew my Facebook group. It's over 800 members, and I opened it November 1st of 2020. So it's taken me about 4 months to get it to that. It does take work, but it's definitely doable, and it's very engaged. Like, the group, if you are in that group, I think Karen's in that group. Somebody, it might be Jonya. It might be Johnny. One of you guys, I know I've seen one of your names before in there. Yeah. It's highly, highly engaged. I know Michael Ann's in there too. There's a lot. If you scroll through and you look at the posts that I post, there's a bunch of comments on there, and it's not just of the members. I go through and I try to comment on everyone. And the thing is that helps the algorithms of Facebook. So when Facebook's going through, obviously it's like quicker than what I'm saying, but when Facebook is going through and they're seeing posts that have all these comments on them, they're going to push those posts up to where they're seen more, they're more visible. So that's why it's important, even if you are the one that's mainly commenting back. Like, so let's say you have 40 comments on a post and you comment back on every one, it pushes it to 80. So Facebook's not going to sit there and be like, well, half of the comments was this person, so we're not going to, they don't do that. They just skim through, they see there's 80 comments on that post, and they're like, okay, her posts are being, they like her post, so we're going to push it up and let it be seen more. So another thing to help you be seen on Facebook is to kind of message with people. And some ways that I message people and not come off as, I'm selling something. Facebook sends you a notification every morning of who all's birthday it is that day. So I send them a message. I mean, literally try to make them feel amazing. Happy birthday. I hope you have an amazing day because you deserve it. Simple. A lot of people will say thank you, and they really enjoy it. A lot of people really, really enjoy it. But the thing is when Facebook sees you interacting and messaging back and forth with somebody in Messenger, they feel like, okay, they're talking in Messenger, so maybe they want to see each other's posts more on the actual Facebook platform. So therefore, they will put their posts in your feed more often, and they'll put your posts in their news feed more often. So also, when you start seeing that their posts are in there, it's also good to comment on there or like the post or anything like that, because when you guys are both commenting and engaging on each other's posts, it's going to keep on popping up in their news feeds.
Huh. That's good.
Yes. So it is a lot of work to message people and, you know, comment back and forth, but it pays off in the long run because they're going to see you more often, and they're eventually going to see something they like or they want, or you're going to convince them in one of your posts that they need something that you're offering, and then that's going to convert to sales. Another way to get in people's inboxes without coming off as, you know, salesy or spammy is when I get friend requests in, I send them a message with my hit list, basically like a few facts about me. I'd say, hello, thank you so much for friend requesting me. You know, I enjoy connecting with people. Here's a few things about me. And then I have like, you know, emoji bullet points. I basically say that I'm married. I have 3 kids. I've watched Grey's Anatomy all 17 seasons, like more than 3 times, you know, just something funny to put in there. And then I also say that I work at home so that they can kind of inquire about that. Because a lot of people that friend request me work at home also. And if they don't inquire about my work at home job, I will inquire to them about theirs, and it just opens the conversation. So if they message back and they were like, oh, wow, you know, whatever they say, and then they say, well, here's a few things about me, and then they say they work at home or whatever the case may be, now, I in my business will ask them, well, what do you do at home? You guys would kind of probably take another route, or you could take that route and just get to know them and build a relationship with them, because you guys talking to each other in Messenger is going to show your posts in each other's feeds anyway. So they'll see what you're promoting at some point or another, or they'll see your engagement posts and start commenting on those as well. Am I going too fast?
No, you're great.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're sharing a lot of information, so that's good.
Good. I hope it's not too much. I don't want to overwhelm. How am I on time? Is it okay?
Yeah, like you can go another 10 minutes if you want.
Okay. So just those are 2 ways of kind of getting into the Messenger, I guess. You know, there's other ways. I just like it to be to where they don't feel like I'm only talking to them to pitch my pitch. I mean, once you guys are talking a little bit and you know that it's right, or you see that they are in need of what you're offering, I would definitely, you'll know when the time is right. So definitely do that. Like, don't miss the sale. But also when they're commenting on your posts, that's going to be another red flag. So you're going to see exactly what they're commenting on. You'll kind of you'll start figuring out what their struggles are, you know, within your niche, because they'll be commenting on certain posts to where you can kind of figure that part out. So it's just getting to know people, building a relationship, and then figuring out what they need or even what they want, and then just delivering it in a way that, like I said, reverse engineering, you know, reverse engineering to where they don't feel like they're being sold to. It's like you're actually giving them something that they need or want. And, you know, we just have to be really strategic nowadays, because everybody is just so scared to be sold to nowadays. You know, they don't even like stop to hear anything. They're just like, oh, no, thank you, right ahead. And I'm not going to lie. I've messaged people when they've friend requested me, you know, just a hit list, no intentions of selling anything, you know, and I've had people be rude and say, you know, oh, I wouldn't have friend requested you if I knew you were just going to sell me something, or, you know, and said rude things. But, you know, honestly, I'm okay with that, because that's obviously not who I want on my friends list. I don't want somebody that I can't connect with, right? So when you get messages like that, like, just unfriend them and move on, because there's people out there that want what you have, they need what you have, they need your product. So if you have, I mean, out of 10 people, if you have one or two that come off like that, just get them out of your circle. Like you don't need them. Let's move on and let's get people who want to be in your circle in your circle. That's how I think about it.
Hey, another thing, and I don't know if this is something you can answer in 10 minutes or not.
I'm sure.
Like, okay, so most of us on here, everybody in our friend group or on our Facebook pages, people that we're actually friends with, whether we see them a lot or not. But I know one thing you're really good at is you sell to people you've never met. You have people, I guarantee you don't know every single one of those people on your page. How do you reach outside of because like my personal Facebook is set to private and my group, of course, is private. And then I have a business page that Facebook never populates, of course, unless I pay for advertising. So how do you actually sell to people, not sell to people, but reach people with your product,
connect with people
that you do not know? How do you do that?
So I'm in a lot of groups, and that it does take work. I will say my personal profile is set to public, and I know a lot of people set theirs to private because there are like creepers out there and weirdos that like come on. I had somebody on my page the other day and I've just blocked them. It was just really weird. It was somebody from California, but I deleted the comment. It wasn't like a bad comment, like where it made me feel like that, but it was just not something I wanted on my page. So I deleted the comment and blocked the person. It wasn't a big deal. I put it public just because if you think about it, so if you're in a group, and I do have, if you guys are interested, I've got a list of women entrepreneur groups that you can advertise in. I don't even use those groups for advertising. I may post in there sometimes, but you have to be really strategic with how you post in those groups. Like I wouldn't post about my products. I would drop an engagement post and have people comment on it and then get to know them. And when they see you popping up and you're messaging or commenting back and forth with them on that engagement post, they're going to click on your profile and check you out. But if you're set to private, they're not going to be able to look at anything. So I have a funnel set up on my personal page. I have my group link on my personal page. I have my cover photo that shows that I have a group and it's in the caption. My group link is in the caption. So when I do drop those posts in those types of groups and I am commenting on back and forth with people in other groups that I don't know, they will eventually look at my profile. They're going to check things out and they're going to go to my group and see what's going on, especially if we're having really good conversation. And a lot of people will friend request me too. Now, I won't lie. A lot of people that friend request me are probably trying to sell to me, and that's fine. I just let them know that I'm not interested at this time, but to, follow up with me, because there are sometimes times when I do just go ahead. It just depends on when people really message me. For instance, I've had several people with the magnetic eyelashes message me, and it's like, if I'm thinking about it at that moment and somebody kind of comes to me and says that they're a rep, I might order from them. And that's kind of, I don't know if it's wrong or right. It just kind of is if you're in the right place at the right time type of thing with me. But so you never know. You never know, because I'm sure there's a lot of people like that. But there are going to be people who friend request you that are probably trying to sell something to you. You just kind of have to be upfront with them if you're not interested. Like even if it's another makeup or skincare company, just say, well, I'm currently with a skincare company, and tell them your company and tell them how it, what it is. And you never know, they might think that sounds better than theirs, and you might get a recruit out of it. I've seen it happen before. I've heard somebody tell me that it's happened before. So it's just really just talking to people, connecting. And that's how I get connected with other people, is through Facebook groups. I drop engagement posts in those other groups, and people will comment on it, and I'll comment back and forth with them, asking them questions, getting to know them. And eventually they're going to check out my page. They're going to friend request me. They're going to join my group. So that's what I do.
Okay. And you use the word funnel. Can you just explain, what does that mean when it comes to Facebook?
Okay. So if you think of a funnel, it's like, got that triangle shape, and, when you pour stuff into it, it kind of all goes into one little hole down in. That's basically what I mean. So you have this bowl shape, and that's going to be on my personal page. If you guys have a chance, check out my personal page. On the left side, there's a I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It's called a featured photo. Some people can put more than, you can put like 9, I think 6 to 9 photos up there. I put one on there, and it actually invites people on that photo. It's a picture of me, and it has some verbiage that says, join my women entrepreneurs group and kind of what I do in that group. And then it says click here up above, and the link to my group is like right above the picture. And the way you add that is through your settings. You go down to websites and you just basically copy and paste your link in there to your group, and then that's a funnel to me. So it's like leading, it's attraction marketing. So they see my picture, they see some words, they read it, and I'm showing them, I've got 2 arrows pointing up. So it says click here. So if they click on that, they go straight into my group. I also have another one on my cover photo. It's, a picture of me, and then it's got some words about what my group does, what I offer in my group. And if they click the photo, my group link is in the caption. That's a funnel to me. I'm funneling them into my group where I sell at, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So, yeah, Lindsay Tompkins did. There's actually 4 hours worth of social media training in our back office that is fabulous. And that was one of the trainings that Lindsay Tompkins did. So if you need more detailed information about that, and I actually did go on my personal page and I changed it. I was like amazed at all the things you can do. And same thing, if they click on it, the link to my group is in there. And I believe, even though my page is private, I believe they still see that when they click on the about or whatever.
Yes, they do see some stuff with you being on private. Like they'll still see your cover photo. They just won't see all of your posts, which is fine. On my posts, and you can set some of your posts to public too. So it's not a huge thing. If you want your family stuff and, your personal stuff on private, it's really not a big deal. For me, I don't have time to click public or private on mine, so I just leave it all public. It's really personal preference.
Right.
But yeah, it's not a bad thing to have it on private. You can definitely switch a lot of that stuff, and I think that your cover photo is definitely seen. And honestly, your about section, like you said, some details will be, because I've noticed in the settings, it'll say who can see certain things. Like I have like your friends list, you can have that private to where only friends of yours can see who's on your friends list or something like that. So
yeah, you can even have that set to where even your friends can't see, and except your friends. So, and I had done that not long before the last company closed, and I was really glad I did, because a lot of people were fishing in consultants' friend lists and sending messages. So I've just always kept that one private. But yeah, that's a good point. So if I did do an engagement post, I just go in there and set it to public, and more people will see.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
That's good.
Lots of great information.
One thing I wanted to say, I know that it's probably close to over on that 10 minutes, was if you do have a group, I also suggest turning on the social learning in the setting in your group to where you can put units. And this is just if you have that kind of time. I use the unit section as a funnel in my group. So in that, and if you guys are in my group, or if you want to join my group, you can get in there and see like what I'm talking about. But my units are set up. I do have my trainings in there as well. But that first unit that I have actually shows a lot of offers that I have. So it's basically, to me, that's my sales funnel, because it's like when I do my new member post, I kind of lead them over to the units. There are trainings over there, but there are also offers that they can buy. So I know that Aurora has bundles and different things like that, and I know Michael Ann's really good about putting her own bundles together. You could actually take a picture and make a super awesome graphic with that and put it in your units and kind of put the caption and have it there, just to where people can even just buy a bundle from you off your shelf. I know that you don't have to have inventory, but I know Michael Ann likes to keep inventory. So if you do have inventory, it's just an idea to put in your units. And when you have new members come in, doing your new member post, welcoming them and saying, if you will, check out my unit section. There's some really good information in there. And I know that Aurora is really good about product knowledge. So you could even put product knowledge units in there to kind of do, a little bit more information about your products. But then also I would put something in there about bundles. I would put your link in there so that they could kind of cruise the link. What's what is the loyalty program that TLC? You could do a post about TLC and let them know the benefits about that. I mean, it's just that to me is a funnel in itself too. So I've been utilizing units as a sales funnel inside of my group too.
Now, do you have, because when I clicked on your page the other day, that was really neat because it's like you didn't have to scroll. Everything was right there. It's very organized. Do you have a workshop on your page that explains how to do the units? Because I don't have a clue. I didn't even know that was possible until I saw it on your page. So it was really cool. And I personally would like to learn about that. But is that a workshop that you've already put together on your page?
I actually have it right now. I have it. I'm working on it next week, but I'm actually promoting it for the month of February. It's only $47. So what it's going to happen is that's a beta price. I'm going to show how to do funnels on your personal page and in your group. There's going to be a training on growing your group organically. I mean, basically all of my trainings are going to be in detail and they're going to be in one spot in the units in another group that I have, and it's going to be paid for. Once I have everything organized and set up, I'm going to charge a monthly subscription for it. But for February, because I'm going to have it ready by March, anyone who gets in February, they're going to pay the one-time $47 and they're going to be in there for life. No monthly subscriptions. It's just flat. It's over with. They're in there. They're grandfathered in, and they're going to get to see all the trainings that I have put in there. And that's kind of like my gift because you guys are going to be in there beta testing. It's super unorganized right now. You guys, if you're in my women entrepreneurs group, you're going to get in this group and be like, whoa, this is not. So that's kind of like my gift is like, I'm going to be working on it a lot this month to go live March 1st. So anybody who gets in this month and kind of copes with me on the unorganization is going to get in for that price stuck and not have to pay it again. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing. Hold on one second. I've got a call. I don't know if you guys could hear me or not, but I had a call come in. I'm sorry about that. So there is that. I might do a free training in my group about it, but it won't be as detailed as in that workshop group that I'm going to be doing.
Okay. So if you want to give them the name of your group, so if they want more training, if they want to connect with you that way, you can also post. Did you post your link on our page already?
I did not, but I will. I will post it on that post that I had with my picture on it, so that it's easy to find. I'm going to do it right now. But the name of the group is Women Entrepreneurs: Accountability Through Social Media. And another way that you can find it, if you can't find it that way, is you can go to my personal profile page, click on my cover photo or the link on the sidebar, and you should be able to find it there. But I'm also going to put the link in the comments of this section here right now.
Her last name, Michael Ann. I can't read it. I don't have my glasses.
Mebane. It's Megan Wallace Mebane. M-A-B as in boy, A-N-E.
And happy birthday, Megan.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. And I did post the group link under my picture that I posted the other day. So.
Okay. Thank you so much.
It should be at the top of the of your group right now because I commented on it and it usually posts it to the top after that.
All right. So does anybody have anything quickly before I don't want to keep her much longer because I know it is her birthday.
Yeah.
Well, I do thank you for being with us, and I did record this, so I'll post it and send the link, and I just look forward to it. But I am going to be having her help me with my social media because she's always been so great at this, and I've just seen how much she's grown and done on social media, and it's really impressive. And she's always ahead of the curve, and it's always good to have people ahead of you that you can learn from. So I just really appreciate her time and being with us tonight. And thank you all for being on the Zoom as well.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Megan, is your group page private or public?
My group